The Railway Series, Book Number 24, Oliver the Western Engine, written by the Reverend Wilbert Awdry with illustrations by Gunvor and Peter Edwards. Dear M, we both wanted to call this book Little Western Engines, but publishers are stern men. They did not approve. They of course didn't know the trouble we've had with Oliver. We hope that he has learned sense, but goodness knows what will happen if he finds that he has a book all to himself. I know, if Oliver gets uppish, we'll see Mrs. K and Ward onto him. That'll teach him. Wilbert. Readers may like to know that Olivers and Ducks still work on the Dart Valley Railway in Devonshire and small railway engines at Ravenglass in Cumberland. Story number 1. Donald's Duck. The Fat Controller reopened a branch line. It runs along the coast by sandy beaches and seaside towns till it meets the small railway at a port to where big ships come. As Duck had made friends with the small railway engines, the Fat Controller asked him to take charge. Your work in the yard has been good, he said kindly. Would you like to have this branch line for your own? Yes please, sir, said Duck. Very well, said the Fat Controller. I hope you will work hard and be a credit to me. Duck is very proud of his branch line and he works very hard. His two coaches, Alice and Mirabelle, are painted in Great Western colours. They take passengers to the small railway. Duck also has some coaches in which that he hauls the ballast that the small engines bring down from their valley. The Fat Controller uses the ballast for his railway. Duck cannot do all the work himself, so Donald and Douglas take turns to help him. The Fat Controller has built a shed at the station by the small railway. Duck felt his responsibility deeply. He talked endlessly about it. You don't understand, Donald, how much the Fat Controller relies on me. Okay, muttered Donald sleepily. I'm Great Western and crack, crack, crack. What? Sound like you're an egg lad. Now wish and let an engine sleep. Quite yourself, said Duck indignantly. He stayed awake, wondering how to pay Donald out. At last, he said to himself sleepily, I'll ask Driver in the morning. He says I quack as if I've laid an egg. Let's pay him out. Quack you do, his fireman pondered. I know, he said, and whispered. Duck giggled, and his driver slapped his leg in delight. Just right, he said. He dearly loved a joke. That night, when Donald was asleep, they popped something in his water tank. We've done it, they whispered to Duck. They won't hurt her, will they? Asked Duck anxiously. Bless no, they're both kind men. She'll come to no harm. A duckling popped out of Donald's tank at the first water stop. Both driver and fireman goggled with surprise, but Donald laughed. Now do tell who's behind this, he said, and told them what had happened at the shed. The duckling was tame. She shared the driver and fireman sandwiches and rode in the tender, quacking at intervals. The other engines enjoyed teasing Donald about her. Presently, however, she hopped off at a station, and, as they couldn't wait to catch her, there she stayed. But before they reached home, Donald and his driver and fireman consulted together and made a plan. That night, Donald's driver and fireman got busy. When Duck's crew arrived to look him over in the morning, they found something which made them laugh till they cried. Look, Duck, they said. Look what's under your bunker. A nest box with an egg in it. Duck peered at it unbelievingly. Donald opened a sleepy eye. You didn't say, he exclaimed. Do you mind what I say, Duck? You must have laid it in the night unbeknownst. Then Duck laughed too. You win, Donald, he said. It'll take a clever engine to get the better of you. The duckling settled at the station and became a pet with passengers and staff. She carefully inspects all parcels and luggage and sees that the porters stow them properly in the vans. When she wants a swim, she flies to the nearby pond, but always returns to welcome the trains. She stands by the cab, quacking imperiously, till driver or fireman give her something to eat. Donald is her favourite, and she sometimes allows him to give her rides, but always gets off at her own station. The station master calls her Dilly, but to everyone else, she is always Donald's Duck. Story number 2. Resource and Sagacity. Oliver is a Great Western tank engine. The other railway wanted to scrap him, so he ran away. Isabel, his faithful coach, came too, and so did Toad, a brake van. At the last moment, they were nearly caught, but Douglas saved them. The Fat Controller was pleased and said that when Oliver was mended, he could help Duck with his branch line. We'll give you Great Western colours, like Duck, he said kindly. They will help you to forget your troubles. Oh, thank you, sir, said Oliver happily. Duck's branch line starts on the big station. When Oliver started work, he often met other engines there. They all wanted to know about his adventures. Amazing, Henry would remark. Oliver, said James, has resource and sagacity, put in Gordon. He is an example to us all. You're too kind, giggled Oliver modestly. But he was only a tank engine after all. No big engine had ever said admiring things to him before. I'm sorry to say that it made him puffed up in the smoke box. The Fat Controller rescued another coach called Dulcie. She trundled along with Isabel. Oliver sang, "Oh, Isabel's a funny coach, and so is Dulcie too. If I don't look after them, they'll not know what to do." Just listen to him. Just listen to him, twittered Dulcie. He's proud, he's conceited, he's heading for trouble. Isabel sadly replied, "I feel it in my frames," she shrieked as they rounded a curve. Oliver just laughed. "Henry says I'm amazing. He's right. What do I care for trouble? I just push it aside." All trucks are badly behaved, but the ballast trucks are worst of all. Donald, Douglas, and Duck warned Oliver about this. "You think I can't manage?" he said huffily. "Gordon knows better. He says I'm sagacious." "You may be good gracious, but..." "Say no more, Duck. It's maybe a pity, but the wee engine's just hard to learn." Today, Oliver took the trucks by himself for the first time. He pulled the loaded ones to a siding and pushed empty ones to the chute. Then he came back full of confidence to take the loaded wagons away. The loaded trucks were comfortable and didn't want to move. They had just realized too that they had a different engine. "Duck, we know," they grumbled. "And Donald and Douglas, what right has Oliver to poke his funnel in here?" "Look sharp," puffed Oliver. "Smartly there." "That's not the way to speak. Pay him out." The trucks moved off easily, and Oliver thought that he had them in control. "Trucks," he told himself proudly. "Don't play trucks on me. I arrange them in the middle road and start away as soon as Duck arrives. I can't understand why he says they're so troublesome." They reached the station road. Oliver's brakes came on with a groan, but brakes were useless against loaded surging trucks. They pushed forward yelling, "On! On! On!" Oliver fought hard, but still they forced him on and on and on. Their effort slackened at last. I'm winning," he gasped. If only, but it was too late. One moment his rear wheels were on the rails, the next they had none, and he was bunkered down in the turntable well, with a deluge of ballast all around him. When Duck arrived, he was stopped outside the station and flagged to the platform. He surveyed the wreckage. "Hello, Oliver," he remarked. "Are you being a good gracious engine? Beg pardon, of course, but we don't really like that sort of surprise. Donald and Douglas will miss their turntable." Later that day, Donald and Douglas spoke pungently in Scots, and the Fat Controller spoke pointedly in English. All three left Oliver in no doubt at all that so far from being sagacious, he was a very silly engine. Story number 3. Toad Stands By. When Oliver came home again, the trucks sang rude songs. They were led by Scruffy, a private owner wagon. "Oliver's no use to all, thinks he's very clever, says that he can manage us, that's the best truck ever. When he orders us about with the greatest folly, we just push him down the well, pop goes our dolly." The engines bumped them. "Shut up," they ordered. But they couldn't be everywhere, and everywhere they weren't, the trucks began again. At last, they gave it up. "We're sorry, Oliver," they said. "It's really my fault," he answered sadly. "I'm worried, Mr. Douglas," said Toad next morning. "This nasty spirit of disrespect for engines, where's it going to end?" "There knows," said Douglas gloomily. "But it must be stopped before it gets worse. I believe Mr. Oliver can do it." "Maybe so, but how?" "I have a plan, Mr. Douglas. May I stay here today and help him? We are both Great Wriston and must stand together. Would you ask him, before you go, to favour me with a word? I'll take you to him, but he owe us more for the work you had in mind." "No, Duck, Toad's right. This trouble's my fault, and I must put it right. I meant no disrespect, you understand." "Of course not, Toad. Anyway, driver says the same, and he's arranged it with Station Master." "Very well, Oliver, but I must hurry. My passengers will be waiting. Don't forget Stepney's tip about signed. Lay it on the rails as you back down, and roll it firm with your wheels. You'll have splendid grip that way. Good luck. We three will be there to cheer you on when you give those trucks a lesson." "So long," smiled Oliver bravely, but he felt dreadfully nervous inside. "I expect, Mr. Oliver, that you want me in the middle road as a stop block like? Yes please." Oliver marshalled the worst trucks 2 by 2 in front of Toad. "This way, Mr. Oliver. Takes longer, but they can't give you trouble, and if you leave that Scruffy till last, you'll have him behind you. Then you can bump them if he starts his nonsense." Duck arrived to find them ready and waiting. "3 chairs for Oliver and Toad," he called. Alice and Mirabelle responded with a will, and wonderingly did the passengers. "Hold back," whispered Scruffy. The trucks giggled as they passed the word. Oliver dug his wheels into the sand and gave it a mighty heave. Oh, his couplings tightened. He was stretched between Oliver and the trucks. I don't like this. Go it, yelled Duck. Well done, boy, well done. Ow, ow, railed Scruffy, but no one bothered about him. Ow, ow, I'm coming apart. There then came a rending, splitting crash. Oliver shot forward suddenly. Scruffy's front end bumped behind his bunker, while Scruffy's load spread itself all over the track. Well, Oliver, so you don't know your own strength, is that it? No, sir, said Oliver nervously. The Fat Controller inspected the remains. As I thought, he remarked. Rotten wood, rusty frames, unserviceable before it came. He winked at Oliver and whispered, but don't tell the trucks that. Bad for discipline. He strode away, chuckling. Nowadays, Oliver only takes trucks when the other ends are busy, but they always behave well. Take care of Mr. Oliver, they warn each other. He's strong, he is. You play trucks on him, and he will likely pull you in half. Story number 4, Bulgy. It was bank holiday morning. The small railway engines were working hard. Their station was crowded. No sooner had one train started than another one was filled with people ready to go. Duck, Oliver, Donald and Douglas were busy too, but they had not brought everybody. The yard was full of parked cars and coaches. Duck was waiting for his next turn. Alice and Mirabelle complained of the heat, so he backed them into the goods shed while he basked outside in the sun. Next to him stood a large red bus. He had never seen it before. The bus watched the passengers happily milling round the small railway. Stupid nonsense, he grumbled. Wouldn't have brought them if I'd known. I would have had a breakdown or something. I'm glad you didn't, smiled Doug. You'd have spoiled their fun. Look how much they're enjoying themselves. Pah, snorted the bus. Enjoyment's all your engines live for, taking the petrol from the tanks of us workers. Come the revolution, he went on fiercely, railways will be ripped up. Cars and coaches will trample their remains. Free the roads, he growled. Free the roads from railway tyranny. At the passing station, Duck told Oliver about the bus. I call him Bulgy, he chuckled. He's painted bright red and shouts, down with railways. But the next time they met, Oliver didn't laugh. Bulgy's friends come. He's red and rude too. He's taking Bulgy's passengers home, so as to leave him free to steal ours. But he can't, objected Duck. Ours will want to go to the big station. Bulgy bets he can get there before us. Rubbish, it's further by road. Oliver looked anxious, but Bulgy says he knows a shortcut. That evening, Donald, Oliver and Duck were preparing for their homeward rush. Duck's train was to be the first out, but he had few passengers. He was soon to know why. Look, shrilled Oliver. Look at Bulgy. He's a mean scarlet deceiver. Bulgy had turned to leave. They could now see his other side. It had on it, railway bus. Stop, yelled staff and engines, but too late. Ya boo snubs, jeered Bulgy. He roared away. The unsuspecting passengers waved happily. Come on, puffed Duck. He, Alice, and Mirabelle trundled happily away. Alice and Mirabelle chatted crossly. That nasty old thief, he's stolen our people. Duck wondered how to pay Bulgy out. Then, far ahead, a man clambered up the embankment waving a red scarf. Danger, he shouted. The line here crosses a narrow road. Duck came as close as he could. So this was Bulgy's shortcut, he chuckled. Bulgy was wedged under the bridge. Drivers of cars trapped in front and behind were telling him what they thought. Angry passengers cornering the conductor demanded their money back. From time to time, loosened bricks fell, making Bulgy yelp. Bulgy's passengers swarmed around Duck. He tricked us, they complained. He said it was a railway bus, but wouldn't accept our return tickets. He wanted us to think railways were no good. Please help us. Duck's crew examined the bridge. It's risky, but we must help the passengers. Passengers are urgent, agreed Duck. Besides, he chuckled, it'll pay Bulgy out. They laughed and told the passengers to wait on the other side of the bridge. Stop, wailed Bulgy. It might fall on me. That, said Duck severely, would serve you right for telling whoppers. Bulgy held as he felt the bridge quiver, but it didn't collapse. Duck made good time to the big station and all passengers caught their trains. The Fat Controller arranged a shuttle service on the branch. Passengers changed trains at Bulgy's bridge. Bulgy had to stay till it was mended. He never learned sense. He told whoppers till no one could believe his destination boards and no passengers would travel in him. He is a hen house now in a field beside the railways. If he still tells whoppers, they could do no harm. The hens never listen to him anyways. The end.